brand new video. If you're new here, my name's Lauren, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Usually you'd be seeing outfits and capsule wardrobes and all that good stuff, but today I'm going to be reviewing some books. So at the beginning of 2022, I decided to make reading a bigger part of my life, and so I wanted to read 12 books in 12 months. And I've read 4 so far, so we're on our way to completing that goal. And so I thought I would come on here and review those 4 books with you, let you know what I thought, if I would recommend them, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So starting off with the book I read in January, it was Normal People by Sally Rooney. And a lot of the people that I follow read Sally Rooney books, and so I thought I would read one, and I happened to see Normal People in Target, so I just picked it up and decided to read it. So right off the bat, I was totally immersed in the story. I wanted to know what happened next. I loved how the chapters were set up. With each chapter, time is moving, so you know, one's in February of 2019 or whatever, and then the next chapter is in like April of 2019, and the time frame changes. First it's like 6 weeks later, then it's 6 months later, so you're really getting like you know, a snapshot into these characters' lives. Anyway, it was very captivating. I was reading a chapter a night. I would say it's a pretty easy read in terms of like quick. I could read a chapter a night. I'm not like rereading and trying to understand the situations and all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend this. I really enjoyed reading it. I would probably read it again, and I'm definitely interested in reading more of Sally Rooney's work. The next book that I read was Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell, and I actually listened to this on audiobook. I had bought it on audiobook like months and months and months ago, and I kind of had been avoiding it because I kind of thought it would be more of a self-help book as opposed to what it was, which was like a critical look at how people interact, and it was so interesting. So just judging a book by its cover, I thought this was going to be like a true self-help book, and each chapter was going to be like, to talk to a stranger, like be confident, blah, blah, blah. But it ended up being like this collection of anecdotes and scientific studies and like speaking to people who work for like the FBI and are interacting with like people that are, you know, spies. And it was crazy. It was a really, really interesting book. I really enjoyed reading it. I really felt myself like invested in the stories that were being told and the way that the author was telling them. It was really, really interesting. And so I would definitely recommend this book, and I think I would definitely read it again. The next book that I read was Everything is Fcked, a book about hope. And this is by the same author, Mark Manson, who wrote The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And I really enjoyed that one. I read the Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and it was good. It was not what I expected. It was very interesting, and it was a self-help book for sure, but it definitely was like, I had read like the Miracle Morning, and that was very like campy, and not campy, I don't know, like very like what you would expect a self-help book to be, and The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F was very different from that. And so it was like kind of like a breath of fresh air. So I thought, all right, I enjoyed that book. Let me read Everything is Fcked, a book about hope. And I read it. Well, I listened to it on audiobook. So that was another one I listened to via an audiobook. And it was not as good, in my opinion. It was really hard for me to get through. I had to re-listen to parts, and I would listen to it right before I went to bed, and so I fell asleep listening to it many times. Like 2 or 3 times I fell asleep listening to this book because I just couldn't get into it. I just wasn't getting the concepts. I don't know, maybe this is just over my head, which is totally fine. Like, people have different like interests and levels of understanding, so I'm okay with not like being the audience for this book. So it wasn't for me. I definitely wouldn't read it again. I probably wouldn't recommend it to a friend. Maybe if I felt like they had read something else that I didn't love, like maybe I'd recommend this, being like, oh, like this might be something you enjoy. I don't know. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have read this, enjoyed it. I would love to know in the comments down below. Maybe it was just me. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't, I can't even remember anything about it. It just wasn't memorable. It wasn't captivating to me. It didn't feel like something new and interesting, so not for me. The last book that I read this month was called The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris, and this was recommended by the Ann Edit on YouTube. She reads a lot. I follow her on Instagram. She'll sometimes post the books that she's reading, and so I saw that and I thought it would be interesting, and I was right. It was a really crazy story. I have trouble even finding the words for how this book made me feel, but it's really a book about survival and love and just doing what you need to do to get through the day, basically. And it was a great story, and it's a true story, and it was great to read. I really enjoyed it, and it really kind of makes you kind of look at your life differently because of the way that these people were treated and how they survived. Definitely got me emotional at times, you know, thinking about me and my family and what it would be like to be in that situation. So overall, I enjoyed the book. I would read it again, and I would recommend it to a friend. All right, before I leave you all, I thought I would show you guys the book that I'm currently reading. So you'll be able to check out a review for that in a couple of months when I have a couple more books to review. But I'm currently reading Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Oh my gosh, I'm sure I'm butchering it. Let me know how to pronounce it in the comments below, so for the video I can actually pronounce their name correctly. And so this is a poetry book if you guys don't know, and it's great so far. Really resonating with me so far. I'm almost 3/4 of the way through. There's my bookmark. Yeah, and so far, like I said, it's really hitting my heart here, and their words are, I really need to come up with some more descriptive words. I'm gonna watch some more book reviews on YouTube so I know what to say about things. But so far so good, guys. I really am enjoying it, and I can't wait to tell you guys my full review in a few months. On that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's very different for me, and I'm doing my best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I know you want me to make more videos like this. Otherwise, I'm never gonna make another book review video again. And if you don't want to miss anything from me, make sure to subscribe. I put up new videos every Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next one.